Ah. And let's together raise our raise all the way up to Father Sky, reaching up, wings of great celebration, and allowing for the rain, beautiful rain, to cleanse anything that doesn't serve us with our breath.
Yes.
Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome, Ikar, Brian Wood. With the breath with you, it just feels like lifetime. Breath. Ha. Yes, breath connects us all. Welcome, everybody. So, breath is the physical form of spirit, and so we honor the Great Spirit for this continuous dance of reuniting and connecting. And today I'm so honored to be able, with wings of open expansion, to welcome Ikar, he who touches the sky. Such a beautiful, beautiful name. So welcome, Brian, welcome. And, you know, you visited us at Rythmia, and you shared the breath of your experience, your life, your mission then, and you're about to take flight to Rythmia. And so I wanted to hold the space, and I'll just make the music a little lower here for us. I wanted to hold the space before you take flight to Rythmia, and first just share, how was your experience when you took that deep dive a couple of months ago with us?
Oh, someone just said happy birthday to you. Everyone, is Parashakti's birthday yesterday. Woo! Yeah! Happy birthday, love. Yes. I first just want to just be, you know, I'm just deeply grateful to be on this, in this moment with you, Parashakti, and I've experienced your medicine, and just the act of dancing our way into this setting it's so beautiful to experience your mastery and how you create such a sacred container. So thank you. And happy birthday.
Thank you.
That being said, my last experience at Rythmia, where I had the pleasure of meeting you and do had such a profound healing, I went with my father, and he was, you know, he's 73 years old, and it was pretty much one of our first adventures like that, you know, since I was a kid. And at the end of it, and I'll go into some of like the more intricate details, but just to start with the ending, he goes, "This is the best 3 days of my entire life." The 3 days that he sat with the medicine, and just as a son to hear that is just like incredibly grateful, and also like just so much respect for my dad for finishing, you know, 4 days of sitting with Mother Ayahuasca, you know, a week long of healing modalities, doing yoga, doing the breath work, doing the dance. Just so much respect and honor with him. And, you know, starting from the beginning of our trip together, the first 2 hours was actually some of the most impactful. It was when we walked the maze together. And our intention there was to heal generational trauma within our family. And I, as kind of the, you know, ignorant younger generation, and I say that gracefully and humbly, I was completely unaware of the trauma that I caused my dad from being someone that wanted to be free of rules, be free of any sort of regulations. You know, I felt I was entitled to have everything and my cake and more, you know, and not abide by anything other than my own kind of will and strength. And that had some really harsh impact on my dad in his consciousness, and I wasn't aware of it until stepping into rythmia with him to do that healing. So I thought I was going in for one thing, and the universe like had a silver platter of all the things that we needed to heal. And the first thing was being able to hear his version of the story of what happened from his perspective. I moved out at 15 years old. I left home, went on this adventure, and it wasn't necessarily anything to do with my parents. It was more so just like me finding myself. And he took it on that it was his fault for him being a bad dad. And let me tell you, when in my eyes, there couldn't have been a better father to me. And he just didn't feel that way. And that sucks, you know, to think that he was holding on to this for, 25 years of his life, thinking he was a bad father. And within the first 2 hours, we were both sobbing like a baby. and I got to tell him, I was like, no, it had nothing to do with you. I was, gang banging. I had, 40 detentions. I was on house arrest, like I was going to die if I stayed there, Dad. I had nothing to do. I need to get out of there. And he's like, wow, I never knew that perspective. And I just saw him open up. I saw his heart open up. I saw just how healing that quality time that we set aside to spend just for each other, how that really impacted our relationship just from that first 2 hours of being at Rythmia, right? And again, it's one part our vulnerability and openness, and excuse the sound, everybody. It's going to be like that, this conversation. It's one part our vulnerability and honesty, and it's another part the sacred container that Rythmia holds. Imagine they're doing 4 ayahuasca ceremonies a week there. Their whole intention is raising the vibration of everyone that steps foot there. There's so much profound healing that takes place. So you walk into this sacred environment, kind of like how we dance into this container today. There's like a gridded intentionality to heal, and it brings that stuff up, not in a traumatic way, but in a way where it can be expressed safely, trustingly, and lovingly. So, and I'm happy to dive into more. I don't know if there's just so much that happened there. I don't know what else to say.
Well, I think just that reconnection of you and your dad coming together, and that special bond that I got to witness and everyone else got to witness was so inspiring. And so I really, really celebrate this relationship of depth between the two of you, and this new language that now you get to speak and honor, because it is a new language. Like really, Rythmia gives you that new language of breath of heart. And so, so beautiful. And I also want to acknowledge that right after Rythmia, your father got married.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder if Mother Ayahuasca had this planned all along,
She does that.
Yeah, so he got married at 73 after we did the medicine, and he's super stoked and happy on life. And I'm just so grateful that experience could have existed for us to even deeper at this age, right? Sometimes you think, can it go deeper? There's always more depth. There's always more healing. There's always a new language to learn.
Yeah. So on that note of new depth, you are spreading your wings on Sunday, and you're going to be a guest teacher at Rythmia. I'm going to be with you in spirit from afar always. So tell us about what you bring to the world and to Rythmia next week.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I always joke and say I was a medicine man in a past life, just because of how drawn I am to these different heart opening and state altering and life force expanding experiences. And what I found to be like one of the sacred offerings and one of my gifts is utilizing the mechanics of the breath in ceremony, and utilizing the awareness that guides the breath to better impact the flow of ceremony. So what we're going to be going over is like simple foundational principles of how to access the autonomic system by using your respiratory system, how to slow your heart rate, how to speed up your heart rate, how to bring energy into the body, the level of anxiety, how to recognize the subtle energies and release. There's so many things that can be learned. And there's also a deep surrender that occurs with the breath. And I really would love to bring it back to the story of experiencing Parashakti in ceremony with the medicine. And I remember I was sitting on the cushion, meditating and, just deeply listening to the environment and its subtleties. And all of a sudden I hear from across the room this beautiful exhalation, right? And this is my love language. When I hear a good exhale or a good like yawn or release, I'm listening to it, because it's a soul expanding in my perspective. And there's this exhalation that's going through the music, like specifically curated. And I realized, I'm like, wow, the best thing you can really offer in this ceremony is not an opinion or even like your experience. It's a deep, full breath of consciousness. It's a emptying yourself of yourself and letting spirit come through you and experiencing spirit through the emptiness. And I was listening to this exhale, and the next day I was like, oh, it's Parashakti. She was just like exhaling deeply and like healing everyone with her exhale, you know? And it was like, it was so rhythmic and beautiful and profound. So what I want to bring to the table in the 2 hours, 3 hours I get to teach there is giving people the power of their breath. And yes, this is going to greatly enhance their experience with the medicine, because think vibrationally, your mind is made up of chemicals and brain waves, and you can consciously choose and direct what kind of chemicals and brain waves you get to experience. And your diaphragm is the muscle that directs those chemicals through the cerebral spinal fluid into your body and out to your extremities. So your diaphragm is very closely related to your emotions, right? It's like physiologically, that's what they say your emotions are, is these neurotransmitters and neurochemicals. So on one hand, you can consciously choose, oh, I actually want to feel this instead of that. And this is the breathing pattern that's associated with this feeling. And when you're able to do that in ceremony, and again, Mother Ayahuasca is 100% of the time going to choose what you need to experience for your growth and your expansion. And she has no ego, so it's exactly what you need. And if you have the ability to release the tension in your body, let go of anxiety, let go of a stress, or more importantly, let go of a thought that's limiting you, your ability to expand within the medicine is greatly increased. And I have so much direct experience with this. So I'm stoked to give like these very simple tools into this incredible container to impact everyone's experience.
Amazing. Amazing. So talk about direct experience. How would you feel for the wonderful people who have joined that I'll put on some beautiful music that will allow for the language of the breath and the language of the heart to unite from near and afar, and you do a little bit of guidance just for maybe a minute or two, and that's what will close our journey together. This is just a sweet taste of Ikar. If you really want to experience his magic, I would just get on a plane tomorrow or Sunday.
Yeah, let's go. If you do that, I bet you that I promise you the most.
You know, they hear the call. Okay, so are you into that? Are you into guiding us on some breath experience?
Oh, I would love to. I feel like I'm breaking up a little bit though. Maybe, how's this?
You're good. I think you're pretty good. So, you know, just FYI, everybody, where is I know that there's like construction going on, so I see that you're changing location. Okay, good.
Because I think my laptop might have got a little hot. Can you, because it's choppy on my end.
We actually, I can hear and see you, and we actually have Taylor saying, David, he says I can hear you. So
okay, okay, let's do it. All right, great. Okay. So first, let's ground with a couple simple breaths, and if you can't hear me or if I'm breaking up, please just let me know, because on my end it's a little choppy. So let's exhale everything first. Let everything go through the mouth. And again, curl over, spine comes forward. And again, last one, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then slowly, while you oscillate the spine up, breathe in through your mouth through a straw. As much as you can, and release with a sigh. Good, opening everything up. Now breathe in through your mouth once. Open, breathe in through your mouth again. And stretch with your body and release with a yawn. So good. And now we're just gonna release the day on our shoulders. And this is simple practice just to open up the body. You're gonna breathe in and out through the nose. Your shoulders are gonna come up. And then they're just gonna drop and exhale through the mouth. Super simple. Inhale through the nose and drop. Now speed this up about twice as fast. So it looks like this. And let this feel really good. Again, you're just releasing the day. And big breath in through the mouth and hold. And hold it, soften the front body, soften the back body. And we're going to release again with a yawn. And just close your eyes and observe your breath. Let the music move you. And just for the next 30 seconds, breathe the way that you want to breathe. So maybe you want to smile. Maybe you want to feel ecstasy. Find the breathing pattern that is associated with your liberation and your freedom. Yes. And see if you can even amplify that breathing pattern. So big breath in. And really feel into yourself on the exhale. Coming into your own. And when you're ready, just open your eyes and come back.
Well, I see everyone because I can feel the collective breathing in and out through your impeccable guidance, Ikar. And I know that Mia is so awaiting your presence, your landing.
Oh, I can't wait.
And I'm so grateful that you are going to take flight again with the great theme of today, Wings of Rythmia. I embrace
so good.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing the gift of who you are and your mission in the world.
Thank you so much, love. And I'm so grateful for Rythmia for having me. It's such incredible work there. Just to finish that practice, every time that we contract or we're not breathing and there's an external experience that's triggering us, if you breathe into the most liberating, loving breath that you can breathe, you can heal a little bit of that experience. So that's all I want to say. I love you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. It's just really a taste of Ikar's mission and work. So again, it's really not too late. Okay, see you on the other side. And thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend. And thank you for all the birthday wishes. Aho!
Aho! Yes!